Well, let's stay on this and speak now to Jonathan Jansen, who's a distinguished professor of education at Stellenbosch University. He joins us live from Cape Town. Welcome to the programme. So you've tweeted that that was an ambush there between Ramaphosa and Trump. Just tell us more about how you saw this encounter.
Yeah, having watched the interaction between Trump and Zelensky, it was very clear to me that this was not going to work. How do you convince a white supremacist with the facts, right? And the facts are that as a proportion of the population, many more black people die in a country that is beset with crime than white folk, let alone white Afrikaans-speaking folk. But Trump made, as you know, a racial dog whistle in the direction of a small minority of white Afrikaans-speaking South Africans and brought them there. I don't think he really cares about them. But this is the kind of thing he does for his MAGA base, to give a sense that white people are welcome in the US. Most South Africans treat this as a joke.
And do you think, just to pick up on something our correspondent said, that the South African delegation was perhaps naive going into this meeting?
They were completely naive. There's a bit of hubris there. Our president was very successful as one of the chief negotiators in South Africa's transition from apartheid. He led up the delegation of Nelson Mandela's party in discussions with white South Africans. I don't know, but that was a very different context. And so this thinking that you can convince a man who is hell-bent on spreading lies about a genocide. There's no genocide here, and to think you can counter the lies that you saw today with rational thought. And it was always going to be naive. You're always going to come off second best.
And Jonathan, how do you think this leaves US-South African relations? Did South Africa get what it wants? We don't know exactly what happened in the private talk after that fireside chat. And of course, you're hosting the G20. The US has said it's not going to take part in that.
No. I mean, I think it was a mistake in retrospect for the South African delegation to even show up in Washington. The timing is wrong. Trump has already made up his mind, the facts notwithstanding, that there is a white genocide. Whether he actually believes this nonsense or not is not clear to me. But I think the South African delegation, the president, should lie low, wait for things to calm down, change over. But there's no way you can convince, let me repeat, a white supremacist with facts. His mind is made up. He sees the world as a world in which beleaguered white folk are being suppressed by the black majority. And I just wish, people who actually believe this nonsense would come here and see what a very different country it is to the lies that Trump propagated today.
Jonathan, thank you so much for speaking to us here on TRT World. Jonathan Jansen speaking to us there from Cape Town, South Africa.